Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. I think we're well on our way here. I considered just cutting it off. Like just saying, you know what, victory is basically assured, and it is. And we could just start a new game at the top of this video, but I said I'd finish it, we'll go ahead and finish it. We're going to be spending a lot of time hitting end turn this video though, I'm going to be honest with you. We could go to war with green, and like, I don't think there's a lot of value in doing so. It would make the remaining turns a little bit more entertaining, but it would also make them much longer. And I think it's probably better we just keep moving. Alright, so new winter has fallen. The old winter effects are all still happening, but also now there's some range stuff, whatever. It's all battle stuff that won't be relevant to us. The neutral ships over in this sea region have now reclaimed all three of the fortresses from us, which is just very annoying. It's an extremely annoying thing for them to do. We'll get it back, I guess, but only because it's easy to do, pretty much. Let's take a quick peek over here. Oh, hey, look at that. Just like free stuff. 800 science, yeah, pretty okay. Over in Delhi, we definitely just want to keep running those Pearls of Wisdom boosters. Yeah. That's right, when a fortress gets taken, it generates extra stuff. Just pop the... Yeah, there's no reason to hold off on that. So we're going to pop that booster. We're also going to take a quick look. Where would this industry stockpile be best spent? We could spend it in a place that's generating pearl stockpiles, but it's probably better to put it down in a relatively high population area. Yeah, something like Samhin, where it can help us finish a building that's important and then get people moved on to science. So let's do it here. Samhin. Yep, I already had forgotten the name of the city by the time I moved in here. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm feeling a little sluggish right now. I may have dramatically overeaten right before sitting down to record. But I was hungry all day, and then I went and I got myself a crappy freezer pizza from the store and just really had at it in a way that I immediately regretted. Honestly, immediately. While I was gearing up to do it, I was like, this is a bad idea and I shouldn't do it. And then I did it, and honestly, it's worth it. It's worth the feeling I have right now. Let me tell you something. The DiGiorno Rising Crust Pizza is the Cadillac of $5 freezer pizzas. Not a sponsor, but if you work for DiGiorno and you want to make a deal, feel free to hit me up at that email address or just mail me a box of pizzas. I know how the industry works. I know what to do. Alright, let's get over here. I'm hoping that we can encounter that neutral fleet, because we could burn them down really quickly, and I'd feel a lot better about taking the fortresses back if we knew that the neutral fleet was out of the picture. Otherwise, they're just going to take the things right back from us, taking it back from them. You know, it's going to be a big old deal. Yeah, sure, I'll give you 300 dust. Why not? So we get our tiny little bit of influence, and then we get... Oh, wait 6 turns, and we'll just get control of this fortress. Probably briefly, before it is retaken. But we'll also get the boarding vessel tech, which is, it's fine. Whatever. Here we have a cargo nexus facility, which increases the value of your trade routes. That's pretty cool. And sometimes you just get free stuff. Like, getting out on the ocean is actually really important. It's a good idea to be one of the players who commits to the water early. If you don't get out onto the water pretty quickly, you have to fight the people who have had time to establish out there, and that can be a real pain. All right, so what are we looking at in Samhin? We're looking at 3 more turns now after the stockpile wore off. That's not too bad. I'm gonna have to keep checking this menu because I have no sense of how often we're going to get free industry stockpiles from that fortress. I will say, I was thinking about this a little bit. What the science victory represents for most factions is an escape from a dying world. Which is not to say that that's not what it is for us, because that's definitely still what it is. Oh man, do we want to build living lab tools here? We do, right? This is the best science city by a considerable margin? Yeah, okay. Living lab tools it is. And then we'll worry about the climatology guild. We need 10 of these, so actually, we have pretty good Hyperion income now. So we're going to be able to build this somewhere, like, soon. It doesn't necessarily have to be here. I mean, it would be best if it was here in the long run. But remember, because the number of turns left in the game is so limited, it may be the case that building the living lab tools here and then building the climatology guild, the climatology guild will come online too late for us to get as much value from it as we would get if we just, like, built it over here. I don't know, we'll see. Also, what are we talking about in terms of dust? Actually, never mind. We'll be able to just rush, we'll rush this. We'll build out the lab tools manually and then rush this, or no, we'll do it the other way around. We'll rush the lab tools as soon as it's available, and then we'll build this out manually. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's gonna get done. Definitely keep those Titan bones active. And over here... And as soon as we finish this, as in many other places, swapping people over to science. But yeah, so like, for a lot of the factions, you're just escaping from a dying planet. For the Kapaku, the science victory, where you create a spaceship and flee the slowly freezing Auriga, represents a direct, like, repudiation of the Endless, which I think gives it a little bit of extra weight. It's a little bit more narratively interesting to win a science victory with these guys. Alright, I'm hoping that us reclaiming this will cause the neutral fleet to come back this way. I've always thought in these games, you know, based on all of the things that you can discern about the Endless from the lore, that it would be a good idea if an Endless showed up to just be like, yeah, no thanks, we've got this under control, we don't need your help. In fact, I actively reject your help. But you aren't really given an opportunity to do that all that often. You can do it a little bit as the Cravers in Endless Space 2, which is nice. Oh, we got another stockpile to pop. Just keep these running. Keep the Moonleaf running. 5 more turns until we have we've capped out this. Ooh, also, this is a good time for 10% extra science. Yeah, we're gonna accelerate very, very rapidly through the end of the game here. I don't remember exactly where I was in my thing about how I don't trust the Endless, and it's nice to be able to tell them to go take a long walk off a short pier. But that's where I'm at here. That's where I'm at on this. So next turn, actually, we might be able to rush this, right? Now that it's down to 8 turns remaining. And we're over 9k. Alright, so let's start the Climatology Guild, rush the Living Lab tools, and here in Samin we can move people over. There's still some science stuff that's worth building, but honestly, you know what? Probably not. Given the speed of that, let's all just work on pearls. In fact, we're close enough to the end here. It might not be worth building news networks anywhere else. I guess this is all stuff we can focus dust on now. So you don't have a news network either, but we've run out of Mithrite. And just building burrows isn't bad. Picking up more science by building burrows as well. There's a pretty limited amount of time for the exploitation to occur. Alright, they came and found us, which I appreciate. We do not need to manual this. Look at how damaged their ships are. My guess is they've probably been getting struck by lightning. And the neutral, as far as I'm aware, it's not possible for neutral navies to heal up. I don't think I've ever seen it happen, so... What's with all of these neutral ships just hanging out here in this border area? They don't seem to have any interest in attacking us, which I appreciate. Alright, well, if we're lucky, there won't have been any more actual navy spawns, and we'll be able to just reclaim this all very easily. And again, I'm saying if we're lucky, like it actually matters. It almost certainly does not matter. Did we get... No, we did not get the news built here. Well, make me a pearl stockpile, I suppose. Now, what are we looking at in terms of this? Is it... Yep, it's the same 12-7 to buy out, so... Won't be terribly difficult. So later in the game, the importance of... Oh hey, the Mizari have a city at 800 fortification. Wow, even more reason not to engage in combat with them. Yeah, sure, keep the dies running. Why shouldn't we keep the dies running, I ask you? Alright, 10% extra science for your city as well. So one thing I've undersold a little bit, we didn't really talk about, at least, the approval effects of luxury boosters. We are actually currently receiving 35 approval in every city from our luxury boosters. So you can, based on the amount of luxuries you have, sometimes afford to skip out on the approval buildings. Sometimes you can just still get the approval buildings, but expand much more broadly than you otherwise might have. Alright, there's tension in the air, again. This Fomorian captain is angry and aggressive, for his son has gone missing at a ruin rich with treasures and artifacts. He would see both his son and the treasures return home, though it is not entirely clear which one is the more precious to him. Not all Fomorians, it seems, are kindly and benevolent. My experience with them has been that none of them are. Bring ships in eager hands to help the youth in his efforts. Bring back at least 3 embarked land units to these sunken ruins. No. No thank you. We're good. We're fine. Good luck, though, with all that. It is not ideal to explore with hero units, like any unit in a transport ship, even if you do have a bunch of movement stuff that makes them more effective at getting around, because you can see how extremely limited vision on the water is. Now, this massive fog bank is not helping, but also, like, even when we're not in fog, right? It's a real issue. Much better to have an actual ship or two. Even just like a single boarding vessel in the early game can make quite a difference. Hey, look at that. We actually made it to the 15% dust output after all. Now you'll notice that the faction tree for the Broken Lords is a little bit less good at leading into governance because there's no connection between Siege Engine and Inspirational Leader. So if you want to get Inspirational Leader, you have to either actually come up through the green area, or you have to grab Distributed Defenses, which is fine, but not great, obviously, if you're a governor, and then from there go up to Defender, and it is certainly less ideal. Okay, over here in Lais, we had built a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we can get this done pretty quickly. And we have Imperial funding available. Where do I want to build an Imperial funding? Do we actually have one of these here? Yeah, it looks like we do. Okay. We definitely have one here, right? Okay, so where's another city with that covers a large geographical area? Honestly, Lais is not a bad place to do that. And we're not really getting science from a lot of these tiles, although we did just branch out to some new ones. Yeah, sure. Let's build this here. It gets done a little bit more quickly, too. That does help. And over in Himun... Yeah, I don't know that we're going to get anything else meaningful done over here. Alright, 2 turns until we have Difference Engine, and then we are off to the races. I mean, obviously... we got our... So, there's a downside to this. You may have noticed that we were 2 turns to Difference Engine before, and now we're still 2 turns to it. Every tech you have increases the cost of future techs, so by getting Boarding Vessel for free, we actually did increase the cost of Difference Engine, apparently enough to add a turn to it. I'm a little bummed out about that. We have all this pixie blood. Well, I don't really see any value in running this. We're already capped out on Empire approval, and we certainly don't need extra health regen. And over here in Urino, we can switch to that, and hey, we've run out of pearls. We can no longer pearl stockpile. Well, we can just build normal stockpiles. Obviously, those take a hell of a lot longer. Would it be better to just build... Yeah, we could grab 6 more science this way. It's a little slower than I would like, but it'll do. Alright, so in a couple of turns we'll be able to rush this out. I think that's really the most important thing. Jeez, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna set you to auto-explore. Oh, wait. Well, we may as well take this. What did we get there? A Quicksilver facility, and it looks like titanium? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna turn off auto-explore, and we're gonna manually go over and grab that too, maybe. Might be able to get ourselves another sea region. And this was the only fortress in this region, so we've briefly taken control of it. Obviously, we're going to lose it immediately. Alright. So like I said, every tech does increase the cost of future techs. Yep, we lost that fortress right away, as we all knew we would. Oh, I forgot we were doing this, so we just got 2,500 dust, which means that we definitely have enough money to buy that out. And then now that we've done that, we switch this to... Well, we could switch to building stockpiles, but also we can just build burrows here, because every time we level up a new district to level 2, we're going to gain another 15 science because of the Climatology Guild. So actually, I think this is a pretty reasonable thing to do. We're definitely sticking to plus 20 approval. Actually, hold on. Let me have a look at our cities real quick. We're showing Fervent. Seeing minus 55, so 50, 85... I guess this is a bad city to check, because that's where the museum is. What about, like, Honest? So that's 70, 105... I'm debating whether we can afford to lose this. In fact, we can definitely afford to lose this, because we can just run extra boosters, right? So if we drop that... That does let us get out to here. In fact, we can get out to here, get plus 2 science on every district, and still keep the approval boost. I don't think that we're going to get a lot of value... Actually, building buyout reduction is cool. Trade route bonus is... something. We're getting some science from that, right? What if we did this? Nope, just a little bit too expensive. Alright, let's run this. A little bit cheaper to buy out buildings. Managed to make ourselves a pretty good amount of, what do you call it there? Pretty good amount of influence. Alright, so, we have to research 5 of these to win. We're going to have the difference engine finished now. After that, I suppose, endless alloys, which doubles our industry output, and then just kind of like, whatever. I suppose... the Serum of Iteru, just in case. I don't think we're going to get attacked, but what if we did, right? And then, I don't know, something. Honestly, maybe we should take the dust earlier, because we're making a lot of... you know what? Industry converts into industry at a 1-to-1 rate, as you might imagine. Dust does not convert into industry quite that effectively, so this is probably a reasonable path to take through this all. Alright, let's see if we can get this fortress that we, don't really need. Oh, right, I don't have open borders with them. You know what? You're on auto-explore. Just go have fun. Okay, hopefully that will be enough to keep this ours. And we're just gonna, scoot around, grab pearls, hit ruins and stuff. And this turn will give us some sense of what we're looking at as far as time to finish the game goes. Okay, 8 turns for the next Endless Tech. So we're probably looking... Geez, 8 turns is a lot when we still have 4 techs left to get. Hopefully we can bring that down a little bit. Some suspect a curse from an angry god of love, as those wounded in battle can no longer heal, like at all. Minus 100% regeneration. That sucks. Alright, Pex over here needs to keep climbing toward the top of the tree. Oh! Where was this? The listening post in Zighor. Boy. Oh, also we completed a legendary deed, and we now have the Breastplate of the Pure that we could equip on our heroes. It's a lot of extra health and defense. 52 is really considerable defense. We are going to get murdered, so retreat. And I mean, like, if this Golem Rider dies out there on the sea, I hate to be so crass, but, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, kind of who cares? Gently, I ask you. Who cares? At this point, can it possibly matter? No is the answer to that, by the way, in case that was not clear. So we probably don't have enough time left that expanding the city is going to produce 1,000 or more science. It's probably right to just keep working on stockpiles, but it doesn't feel very powerful, I'll say that. Okay, there is an actual naval unit here. These guys would love it if we would activate 2 wine boosters. They'll give us a fancy auto-healing prow for our ships. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, not really feasible. Right, we don't have any wine income, do we? I have a very, very small amount from a fortress. Yeah, I don't imagine we're going to be able to fulfill that. Oh well. See, I don't think there's anything else we could be doing to run this any faster. We're continuing to upgrade the science capability of our cities. Yeah, we're working on it. We could, there is a stockpiles area in the auction house if you have the resource part of the auction house available to you. But at this point, I guess one thing we could do is we could go and research the other tech that improves the output of stockpiles. It also does increase the cost of them, as do both of the stockpile techs. But it'll be something. 15% extra. Where's this? Oh, Zighor, that one that we just accidentally got through a quest. We immediately lost control of. That's fine. Alright, here I think we want to just keep building burrows as long as we have the population to do so. Sorry, we want to keep leveling up burrows. This one's level 2. Oh, right, because we have the docks out already. So, actually... Oh, this is a level 1 district here. We could work toward upgrading this. So that's my golem camp. I'm already working these tiles. You just put down here. That doesn't actually upgrade this one, but it'll get it close to upgrading, and also we'll pick up a little bit more territory, but also maybe we should just work on stockpiles here. Our total Empire Science output per turn is 12,000, so the stockpiles are definitely getting less valuable relative to our total output. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep burrowing. It doesn't feel great, but I think we've done a lot of the things we can do that are really meaningful. Here in Delhi, building burrows is a little bit less valuable. Yeah, there's still a lot of science terrain out here to grab, though. So yeah, this doesn't matter, whatever. Stuff is happening out there on the water, and it's all kind of whatever. Oh, right, we don't actually have the ability to build an abbey. It's all lies. But we do have the ability to put up another Imperial funding, and actually this is not a bad place to do it. That's quite a few tiles that are producing science right now. Yeah, I'll buy that out, actually. It was remarkable how cheap that was. And then we do still need stockpiles coming in a bit, I guess. Once we have the Imperial funding... Oh, I don't have the ability to build burrows anyway, never mind. I was going to say, once you have Imperial funding, it does make sense to lean out toward the... towards science-producing terrain a little more. 40 Hyperium is a very welcome find. Okay, over here, we definitely want to pop everybody over onto science, and then... yeah, actually also produce Imperial funding here. Seems pretty good. We do still need to rush this. Yeah, that's probably worth... Oh, geez. There's a lot of really basic stuff that we don't have in this city. Also, buyouts are super cheap right now. Also, this thing is loud as hell. Way louder than it needs to be. I don't know, man. Keep getting industry. You kind of have the thing that matters at this point. Do we want to try to make it over to Inspirational Leader? I mean, we're talking about a lot of skill point investment now. We'd have to come up through the green stuff. So it'd be 4 levels before we could even put 1 point into it. I guess it makes more sense to focus on dust output. The next winter is at least 6 turns away, so we'll probably have an opportunity to spend another skill point by then. Okay, we're still not population capped. I'm going to build out this way a little bit, right? That'll still level this up to 2, but there's a little bit more science terrain over in this direction. Over in Ravode, Ravode has, like, nothing finished. And it's tucked away in such an awkward little area. I mean, yeah, we can build towards science terrain here, like the approval penalty of building out districts without making something level 2 is pretty blunted at this point because we have all of the approval stuff happening. Build over here and grab that anomaly, and then we can build an abbey of anomalies on it, maybe. This city probably needs to take some more terrain. Yeah, this way, I guess. I do wish you could queue up multiple burrows, because there are a lot of times when I would like to build more than 1 burrow in a row. Oh, Lais doesn't even have the Imperial News Network. We definitely need that. Yeah, like here in Belloc, I'd love to be able to just queue up enough burrows that I would hit my population cap. It looks like this is going to take a few minutes longer than I had anticipated. Titan Bone Booster is over, but we'll be able to run it again in 2 turns. We're still keeping fervent, so we don't need to panic here. Double XP for your non-hero units is a lot less good than double XP for your heroes. Just gotta keep picking up as much extra science from the terrain as we can. You know, it all goes into the city and then gets hit by the multipliers and whatnot. Hopefully this will be enough to get me some turns off of our victory. All right, that's another 12. I'll take that. It's exciting. And then we can probably queue up Imperial funding here. At that point, we'll have enough science terrain that's pretty good. Speaking of stuff that's pretty good, we should have this. Can we maybe get 2 turns off of that at the cost of... Yeah, you know what? Let's focus on the science. That's unfortunate. So the pirate captain known as White Walter has been polluting the markets with strange blue Okay, yes, I get it. I get the joke. Its origin is unknown, but it has terrible effects on the health of those that come near it. Fatalities include Burning Gus, the Pink Man, and Saul the Solicitor. It is time to move before more souls fall to this foul substance. Drive this fiend out of the market by developing a thriving trade system for Blood Crystal, a true red-blooded child of Auriga. No thank you. I was kind of hoping that was going to be like a bunch of science in there. Honestly, I think probably we should just put these naval units on auto-explore. So the way auto-explore actually works is that they will, obviously, they'll run around, they'll try to explore, they'll try to reveal unrevealed territory, and their movement will favor spaces that have pearls in them and ruins. I believe. No, maybe not. He totally did not want to go get those pearls. Would you focus up a little bit? You're embarrassing us all. Okay, Moonleaf Booster has ended, which is a true shame. Yeah, we still don't have enough pearls for more pearl stockpiles. You know, here we could probably afford to build ourselves a scientific envoy. These larger cities actually do have reasonable numbers of trade routes running out of them, I believe. And we don't have our cargo docks, huh? Well, we can fix that. Let's see, if I build them here, yeah, it'll make it real easy to level 2 this thing, and also it's just extra industry, which I do appreciate. Like I said, it is a little bit of a shame not to finish our, what do you call it here? Let's pop both of these, just make sure that stuff stays running. We are several turns away from being able to run more Moonleaf. It is a shame to not see the end of the faction quest, but we'll deal. Somehow we will get through this. Keep building out the burrows and focus on science. I'll just buy that one. That's fine. And then we are at 8 plus 2, so actually we're going to be burrow capped. We may as well start in on something else. Yeah, building science stockpiles is... I mean, it makes more sense than worrying about dust output at this point, but it's going to be a while before that gets done. I guess we could use the industry stockpile we have sitting around on Revode, maybe? Or Salamar. Yeah, because it'll actually finish that, right? Drop that on there, and then since that's going to be done anyway, let's queue up. Oh boy, we have a lot of a lot of terrain that could be claimed over here. Okay, we are expanding as quickly as we can. It's a shame none of the confluxes can actually have an effect on resource output. But we could have our armies at least run around and search the temple ruins. We'll just get dust from it, though. How much do I actually care, I guess is the question. I think the answer is not very much. Alright, in Prusk we've got our Arts Council up. This is going to take a million years to get built. Probably we will have better results from just building out another burrow. Because as it stands, that Imperial News Network would not actually finish before the end of the game. Oh man, we have access to all kinds of extractors and stuff over here. This would take 48 turns. This would only be 5. Definitely grab ourselves some more burrows, though. There we go. A golem camp right there is 59 science. Yep, rush that as well. And then, I guess... Honestly, what I want them to work on is their next district, probably after that, so we'll have to wait until next turn when the queue is empty. And over here in Himun... Okay, we're still waiting on titanium for this. Honestly, docks are not a bad idea. we finished another pearl stockpile, so we should just keep these running. Also, plus 50% industry is pretty okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to pump our research rate up too much more. This would be the time where I would expect green to attack us, which is part of the reason I'm not super eager to run something up here to search the ruins. Also, we're just talking about small amounts of dust. At this point, like, even finishing science buildings isn't really that relevant anymore. It's just that we have to be doing something in our cities. But, like, the amount of time that is left for science buildings to output stuff is very, very low. This is a little bit better because this at least is... we're building points of population. Then we can make another burrow. Yeah, here works fine, I guess. Buy ourselves a couple points of population. Oh, hey, there is a moonleaf deposit that we could be extracting from. Yeah, I suppose that's relevant. Because the larger percentage of the time that moonleaf is active, obviously, the faster we're going to win this. That actually does have a significant effect. There's not a ton of science territory to expand into. This is not a bad way to go. So now we've got our doubled industry. As soon as the turn flips over. Serum's going to be another 8 turns. So we're looking at in the neighborhood of 25-ish turns, probably. They're not going to be 8 each, remember, because each one we research is going to increase the cost of the others. But not by a huge amount. Not by a huge percentage, anyway. Alright, so we have the resources for another Imperial funding. This is not the place where we want to do that. Or we can level up some districts here real quick. Run away, I guess. So we're about to lose that. This is what happens when you can't take over the fortresses. They start producing neutral fleets. And before you know it, your entire seaboard's in danger. This city has run out of good things to build. Well, we can work on stockpiles the old-fashioned way, I suppose. Speaking of, okay, we just gotta pop in here and check every so often to see if any industry stockpiles have come up. I do wish there was a notification for that. So yeah, at this point, we're 40 minutes into the episode. I'm not going to start a new game today. Oh, hey, we built the cargo dock in Ipadan. We accidentally run old WW and his blue poison off the market. Not really what I was going for, but I'll take it. That is just free stuff. Probably move everybody in Lais over to science now that it's a little bit more profitable to do so. And I guess we'll build scientific envoy here? Or we could build a Royal University and save titanium for building... Nope, you already finished yours. There's got to be some city that's relatively expanded that doesn't yet have Imperial funding, right? No, we definitely built one here. Honest has a fair amount of territory, yep, and does not yet have Imperial funding. Okay, that'll help. Could be more, honestly. Could be more territory. Not really that impressive. Down here in Wistred, we still have... we are out of population. Oh, but we could build a golem camp somewhere. Where is the scienciest area? This looks pretty good. That's 27... Yeah, alright. This is not bad. Expanding out into this curiosity. Yeah, so like I was saying before I got distracted by a quest and then just completely lost my train of thought because it's kind of late, and when it gets late, my brain gets kind of wandery. I'm not going to start another video, another game in this video. My plan was to play another game with the Kapaku right away and actually like focus on the faction quest, but I saw in the comments section of yesterday's video some people asking for games as other factions. So actually, let me know in the comments of this episode as well if you would like to see something else. I'll just look over the last couple of videos, figure out what people want. My intention for this series is to play each faction once at least. We'll see how things work out. But I would like to play each faction once at least with the new mechanics. So there is still time to see your favorites show up. Hey, I thought I told you to run. Do a better job of running. Oh no! Our hero is wounded. Don't worry, buddy. You're going to be okay. Actually, you know what I should have done, probably, is pull that guy back. As soon as he was no longer really getting value, I should have pulled him back and had him go be a governor somewhere. Yeah, Molares. That works. Oh, I can't heal them from this interface. Assign you to this city, and real quickly replace your movement thing with book. Where is book? Here is book. I kind of want to keep the other two military generals like in place on their armies just in case. I don't want to reassign them and then have my stuff get attacked during the reassignment cooldown, you know? Looks like we can't really build out into any other science territory here, but we can at least be leveling up our districts. That is more than nothing. We're also producing more stockpiles. A couple more turns until we can turn the Moonleaf back on. When we do that, we should see some actual movement on the amount of time remaining on these researches. Okay, let's head this way. Oh, we still have some like actual stuff to build out here. What are we talking about in terms of cost? Okay, we can rush this probably next turn. Really, all dust is good for at this point is accelerating our science gains in a kind of an inefficient way. Yeah, I just don't really care about our ocean holdings enough to be monitoring them anymore. We are too close to the end for them to matter, almost certainly. Okay, we can keep expanding out. Oh, that's right. That's not actually the best place to put that down, because we are already working this tile with our golem camp. So yeah, building out this way toward these tiles over here is probably the way to go. Here, a golem camp, like, down here somewhere is probably a thing worth doing. 17 science from that. Get 24 this way. Yeah, let's do this up here, and then we'll burrow out this way toward this group of science tiles. We're not talking about gaining huge amounts with any of these builds, although that's pretty good, that thing having 11 science on it. But all of these small, flat amounts then get fed into all of our percentage increases and stuff. I believe all the percentage increases are stacking additively, so not quite as good as we might hope, but still pretty good, I think. We need to buy this thing out at Wistrad, and then... Boy, and then what? Maybe that wasn't the right thing to buy out. Maybe I should have bought stuff out in a city that still had more useful things to build. Well, let's also have everybody jump over to here. We do still need Imperial funding. We gonna be able to do that next turn? Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll just not have anything else in the queue just yet. We'll go to Imperial funding on this. And this coming turn is... Yep, this is the turn we get to reactivate the Moonleaf. We also have all these science stockpiles. I'm pretty sure I said this already, but when you have more than one stockpile and you pop them all at once, what it does is it queues up one each for, you know, it uses one per turn until you run out of the stockpiles you popped. And then we're going to... What do we want to increase here? I guess Salamar's speed of building an Imperial News Network. That could use a little bit of a push. Alright, so 3 turns left on the Serum of Iteru. Definitely doing that. That's going to get bought out next turn. And then I think... Yeah, anywhere that we... Like over here, we can't really expand anymore. We're just building stockpile stuff. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get any more population here anytime soon. Yeah, hopefully, if you've never played this game before, hopefully this has been good for giving you kind of an idea of the difference between a well-developed city and a poorly developed city. Like these cities that we've spent a lot of time on and allowed to expand over large areas, where we've gotten a lot of population, are really, really a lot better. Like a couple orders of magnitude, in some cases, for some applications, better than cities where you have not put in all that work. Let's still grab that. The city's got kind of a really goofy shape. Green is threatening us with their big fire guardian. It would be very difficult for them to do anything that would actually disrupt us at this point. Alright, well that makes a nice triangle, so we get to level up a couple of districts with that. Also, if they don't attack us in the next 2 turns, then any attempt to attack us would be met with troops that are buffed by the serum to have double health and double damage. Very, very difficult to deal with. Oh, we got... Okay, I got hit by some lightning. It's weird to me that the AI does not consider lightning when doing auto moves like that. I think the lightning would be a pretty huge consideration, actually. There's 24 more science to be gained over there. I will say we have way too many cities. Actually, issuing out all these orders is starting to become very time-consuming. Over here in Randair, okay, it looks like we're kind of out of stuff to do here. We don't have the population to grow anymore. It's a shame that village is where it is, because that would be a really good place to put down a district for the purpose of gathering science. Definitely want to rush that, and then it looks like this city is kind of out of good stuff to build too. Just queue up some of those. We're good on stockpiles. We don't actually want to pop any of these particular luxuries, or rather we don't need to. So once we have the serum down, we're just 2 techs left. Oh, what is this? It is a declaration of war. Okay, they do want to do this. Really, you don't have anything better that you could be doing right now. Alright, I don't want to build a scientific envoy because I want to save titanium to get Imperial funding up. You build a burrow here. Especially if we're going to be building Imperial funding. It makes a lot of sense to reach out in the direction of all of the science tiles. Here, we don't really have anything to do. Let's talk Royal University. And then, we gotta take a quick look here. So they declared on me, but didn't immediately move any armies in, it looks like, which is strange. Where's Hokeoi? Oh, she's Okay, I put her all the way over here. I was just thinking, you know, we can make a dash for that now. We have good fortifications in all of our cities along the border. We have reasonable garrisons. We have 2 fairly large and mobile armies. Oh, no, they did move in. They ran an entire army super, super deep into my territory. Well, the good news is, first of all, you guys, come on. Catch up to date, everybody. The good news is we're crazy fast, so we'll just step up here. Let me grab Baron Duval and just go arm you up. There's going to be some fighting in a second here. Throw a weapon on you real quick. Probably a titanium or a Hyperium, what do you call it? Glass steel. A glass steel quest weapon is not the way to go. We could go for just a big Hyperium sword, I guess. That seems good. And then why don't you have your book? Unbelievable. And also... Oh, we just like... how do I... Can't really sort these by the stuff they're made out of or anything. I want the personal health gain. Show obsolete? Here we go. I don't know why this was not showing up in the list. Alright, personal improved life thing. Okay. Right now we just have at them. Like, these are very upgraded troops. We haven't done any upgrading in a while, but we are actually at the top tier of most of our types of things. I guess we could go up to some tier 3 strategic armor now. We might have the dust for that. Out of curiosity, what does that look like? Oh, well, we're not even at the top tier of dust gear. So, like, 35% attack and 42 health versus 33 health and 15% defense. I'm not sure how much more attack we actually need. What are their stats looking like? 119, 176. Okay, so a big attack boost would still be relevant. We're not that much above their defense. We could also go for Palladian gear, which is initiative based. I guess I have to look at them again. It would be a real shame to lose a city at this point. So they're at 66 initiative. We're showing 81. In case you're wondering why these units are showing stats that are different from the card in here. Sorry, the card in here. It's because this unit is showing stats at level 1. Whereas all of our guys are leveled up. So we don't really need plus initiative. I think I'm fine going like that. And then, 14 defense, 100 health, 16 initiative, versus 34 defense, 84 health. Do I want the raw health or the defense more? Probably the defense, right? Gosh, those are expensive, though. Okay, out of curiosity, the retrofit cost is very reasonable for that. Alright, do that. I guess we should upgrade this Geomancer as well. Somebody pointed out in the comments last episode that this ridiculous thing that is definitely not a scepter looks a lot like a cricket bat, and now that they've said it, I can't unsee it. It's even got, like, stuff carved into it, which probably is not a thing you do in regulation play, but all of the cricket bats I've seen over here in the States have stuff carved into them. I think we will go initiative on him. I would really like him to be able to get that exhaustion off quickly. And we'll do this, and then he also gets leg armor. Plus 35% damage. Yup. We're taking the plus 35% damage leg armor. That seems okay. We should do this. Did I upgrade the improved life thing on the Golem Riders? I bet I didn't. I want to make sure that we can actually do this upgrade, though. Sorry that all of a sudden we've lost a bunch of speed here. Okay, we have the resources for all of those retrofits, and then can I upgrade your gear a little bit? It's only 114. Give you some of that. Give you that nice damage boost there. And then also... bigger boost to your army's health. A bigger boost to your personal health. Oh, we do have these as well. I forgot all about these. City Breaker. What does Retaliation actually do? Plus 70% damage for the next round when counterattacking. That's interesting, but you're pretty fast. Oh, you know what? Oh, I would love to be able to put an army damage boost thing up, but we don't have the titanium for it right now. I guess we'll just take... Never mind. We will not take a higher level of improved health. Alright, now we're broke. But I think we should be able to win this battle, probably. Right? Probably. Oh, Revote is not quite in there. Do I have a point of movement left? Yeah, if we attack from this angle... There we go. I can just barely get Revote's garrison in. Okay. If we can put them away real fast, we might be able to get an agreement of peace out of them. That's what I'm hoping for here. Baron Jocelyn's ready to rock. It would probably be best if I had remembered to heal Baron Jocelyn, because I kind of forgot that Broken Lords have to be healed manually. But too late. Time to do it. They ran away. Okay. Never mind. Game over. Because we're just going to attack them next turn, right? And then we're going to win very, very easily. Yeah, I'm surprised by this. I don't know what they're... I guess they're going for Lais or Belloc because they identify them as cities that are higher value. Baron Duval gets... What are we looking at on Winter? Winter is very soon. Okay, let's take Winter immunity for your city. Alright, so we're going to hit next turn, and I'm going to sit here spamming right-click. Oh, how unfortunate for them. We finished Serum of Iteru. So all of a sudden, my units are about 3 or 4 times as good as they were. Okay, well that's you done. Out of curiosity, we could just have hit auto-resolve there and it would have been fine, but I'm curious where this is going to put us. Okay, so we're not faster than all of their units, but we are faster, excuse me, than their good archers. That was my primary concern. Is there any, like, cliffing or anything going on? I'm trying to make sure that we're in reasonable positions to rush them. I want to try to get around this side over here. Like, actually, probably it's a good idea to commit some of our guys over here, right? Because where are their Dawn officers? All the way in the back, and then kind of in the back. I'm thinking that these guys are in... these guys are the only people on their team that have the ability to melee attack. While the Tedekes will get their attacks off before a lot of our guys do, they won't stop us from being able to do whatever we want. I guess I'm giving up some morale by not starting in the city, though, where I have the option. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and start in the city. We're giving up some charge, but we're gaining a lot of morale for it, so it's probably fine. Alright, you guys try to make sure, as best you can, that they do not get to do the attacks they want to do. Oh, I didn't even realize that our casters had started all the way down here. That's incredibly bad. I didn't realize until right now when I was like, okay, I should give orders to the casters, make sure they're doing the right things. Well, whatever, they don't need to participate in combat. These Dawn officers, by the way, are classed as cavalry, so very unfortunate for them that we have all of these Hyperium long spears. Or Mithrite, rather, long spears. And this is what it looks like when you get into it with a faction who is like a tech level and a half above you. I'm not really sure what they were thinking, honestly. 446! That total attack was almost 1,000 damage. Well, I think this is pretty much resolved. I'm not even going to give any orders. You guys have this under control. Yeah, pretty alright. God, with the serum and the all the improved health boosts and everything, we're seeing units at over 1,100 health. with 300 attack and 165 base damage. Okay, here's hoping that that will bring a swift end to this war, because frankly, I'm not interested in a big war. A big war sounds like a real waste of time to me. Let's head over here and threaten some cities. Where are their actual cities? They have Namal here, they have another city down there. None of these territories have anything that's actually worth taking at this point, probably, but really threatening their lives is going to make them more likely to concede. What do I think? Attack on units, initiative on units. Let's do that. Turns out I do want initiative a little bit. Not enough to go back and rebuild the choices that we've made regarding equipment, but a little bit. Golem Camp is faking out the system something fierce. We don't really have a lot of other good territory to grab here, I guess. Okay, we can build in this direction toward this stuff. We probably do not need our cities to produce any additional ability to fight. Like, we don't need more units or anything. We're in a pretty good place as far as that kind of stuff goes. Honestly, I don't know that they'll be able to defeat our army, even with everything that they have now and everything that they can build. They seem to be quite far behind on tech. Serum makes a big difference, you know? So we'll threaten Endgame. It does have some very serious fortifications, I'll say that. Let's... Actually, I was going to threaten this city, but let's make sure we get in reinforcement range up here. Let us attack this combined. So this effect that you see here is a thing Guardians can do. The Earth Guardian specifically can increase the fortification value of a city. We are being spied on. City Revote has been the target of a decreased population action, and the enemy spy was unnoticed while performing it. So I don't really want to talk about all of the mechanics behind this nonsense right now, but basically every city has a security value that affects how likely enemy spies are to get away with stuff. When you tell your spy to perform an operation in an enemy city, they always succeed at the operation, but there's a chance that in doing so they will be captured or wounded. They're getting away with stuff, and our security value is not good, because I haven't bothered to pick up any of the tech that would make us good at that. What we can do is a roundup. The roundup will start accumulating a bonus of security at the cost of 50% of the production generated by population, so all of these numbers will be halved for the duration of the roundup. And then after the roundup has wound up all the way, it'll do a check against each spy and see if we capture them at the higher security value. I think it's worth doing a roundup here. Losing that amount of science out of one city is not a big deal. Definitely keep those Titan Bones rolling. Apparently Pex Care is out here getting XP. We need to build some stuff in Uloth. It would be cool if we could get Pex one more level pretty quickly. I don't think it's going to happen. We have enough titanium to do an Imperial funding here. I definitely want to just buy that out. Alright, let's do some damage. So, they have some Guardians. Like I said, Guardians, we talked about Guardians a little bit. Guardians have the solitary trait, which prevents them from joining an army, but they can show up as reinforcements to battles. So, the optimal use of a Guardian is that you have a full-size army initiate battle, and then you have the Guardians show up in a reinforcement slot. And it's like bringing almost a full army worth of resources into battle in a single turn as reinforcements, which is pretty cool. And I know we just hit the hour. We're gonna finish this video. It might just be a super long video. This happens sometimes. The question is, do I want to go in here and throw down the siege and have them do that thing I was just talking about, reinforce with the Guardian all at once? It's really better to catch the Guardians out if you can. Let's see if they'd be willing to just give up. Oh yeah, open borders off the table. Understandable. Nope. No interest in a truce. Well, I'm certainly not going to pay them for it. I have other uses for my resources. So, I guess we'll just do some of this. Step in here, begin the siege. I know it's going to take a while, but... These orcs are not actually units. Hold on. Let's upgrade our orc design. So I know we're not actually going to be able to kick the design in this turn, but these guys should have something that we can upgrade them to that's actually real. So yeah, plus 35% damage. Because if I put this army adjacent to the city right now, it's just going to get attacked immediately. So do we want to go with one-handed crossbows or with longbows? Longbows have the Flying Slayer 4 trait, while crossbows have point-blank power 3, which negates some of the attack loss from having adjacent enemies. Because remember, ranged enemies lose morale for having enemies adjacent. So point-blank power helps to offset the attack loss from the lowered morale. Let's definitely not give them weapons made of mithrite. The enemy here is not really using flyers, so I think we probably... 95 attack, 48 damage versus 108 attack, 59 damage. I think it's reasonable to go with the one-hander, and then we get to carry a shield for some bonus stats. Like 15% extra damage, which means that the loss of not having the longbow is pretty blunted, and also we get to have some extra damage and stuff. And Sharp Sense. Sharp Sense is cool, because the enemy has quite a few ranged attackers. And then obviously we're going to go for some bonus attack and a whole lot of bonus health and defense. And that's a pretty beefy looking unit. That's a pretty real, pretty good unit that will cost us 3,000 dust to do the retrofitting for. We can't even do one right now. Alright, well you guys just stay back then. Oops, I don't want you to... We had just the one orc selected there. Yeah, I guess this is what we're going to do for right now. We're gonna retrofit these guys as quickly as we can over the next couple of turns, and then when they're ready, we'll move this army into range to assist with the siege. I'm a little worried about the orcs just getting straight murdered right now. Them coming in as reinforcements is a little bit less bad, because at least they won't be getting attacked right away. They won't be doing a ton of damage, but they also won't immediately die. Okay, so we get to retrofit 2 of them. No, I'll take this. I'll take this attack. So yeah, Nala starts against Atmos, and then Geos and their garrison can come in. That's fine. It's a good idea to engage on the Guardian. Keep the die booster running. We're about to have to do an Empire plan again. It's nice that we have all of this industry, or all of this influence, rather. Yeah, I guess extractors at this point. Where's the wine? Oh, it's all the way down here. Okay. We don't have any more stockpiles to drop. We don't need to increase our fortifications. I will give all of our units 25% attack. And I suppose doubled XP gains. And way over here in Samhin, we could produce some military units. But I think we're going to stay focused. Alright, let's do this. There's a pretty good chance that this thing just runs away. Because if it doesn't, there's also a pretty good chance that we kill both of these Guardians. I think it would be wise for them to have that thing run away. Yeah, okay. Takes a significant health loss, but they don't lose it. And it retreating removes its action point, so it can't try to attack our weaker army here. And the next turn we'll be able to retrofit 1 more orc, so this army will be almost really ready to go. But we're going to try again here. We're gonna attack with Nala's army on this thing immediately. Because I want to control the circumstances of this battle. Also, remember, sieging this city is getting us industry stockpiles. So we're getting value here even beyond forcing them not to be able to attack us. Oh, we failed to worry about this thing. Another battle has begun somewhere else, and we'll totally go and look at it in just a moment. Okay. What's happening here? Maybe that? Oh, one of my golem camps is under attack. Yeah, we're not gonna send in the reinforcements. You got it. You got the golem attack. You got the golem camp. That's okay. We'll deal with them in a minute. Probably, honestly, just Hakia Y runs over there and kills them. So, probably what we're looking at here is just the Guardian. My guess is they will not bring any reinforcements against us. So, we have here Blood Rage, plus 50% damage when the target dies before the end of the round. Okay, so I guess this thing gets a damage buff when things that it hits die. It has extra movement during winter. It can teleport around the world map. It's Cavalry Slayer, which is unfortunate. Honestly, its damage isn't really that high, though. I don't know what you guys are doing all the way back there, but you need to be ready to actually charge this thing. I guess I do see what they were doing. They were trying to have morale. Alright, one of you can stay in the morale zone. And you two, with the cowardice, that needs to stop. Alright, so what are we looking at here in terms of defense? A huge number. Just a really huge number. Geomancy gives 20% attack off volcanic terrain. So let's run up here and hit that buff off of the volcanic terrain. And then, yeah, everybody get in there and mess that dude up. As you can see, they did not bring in reinforcements. You can't quite get to him, but you should at least try. And honestly, our attack isn't that much lower than his defense. Yeah, we're very, very well outfitted. This was a little bit easier than I was expecting it to be, if I'm being honest. And this is good XP for both of our combat heroes, too. Okay, we need probably just more stockpiles, right? Lais has gotten enough population to build another burrow, so we should definitely do that. And then probably a stockpile. And then go and pop our stockpiles. So 2 turns until we only have 1 research left to go. Nope, we have enough dust to retrofit the whole army, in fact. So they used their action point already. We don't have to worry about them engaging on us suddenly. I'm going to step around the side here. I'm hoping to be able to participate in this battle from siege range. Okay, not quite. Let's have you step 1 space in here. Oh, that's right. Hakia Y also can't do that thing because I had her army come in as a reinforcement. Okay, well, we'll do this. We'll engage on them right at the beginning of next turn. I guess this gives them a chance to move. If I want this army to siege 1 more turn, but then also show up to this battle, that gives them a chance to move away before I can actually issue the order. I guess we'll give up the siege for a turn. They'll regen a little bit of fortification, but I want to make sure that we get the best version of this right away. And somebody still needs... No, you're fine. Alright, we're going to spam the hell out of this. So we have 2 city garrisons and 2 armies against these guys. My guess is that they're going to retreat. It's a feeling I have. So there is actually an interesting choice to be made here regarding people coming in as reinforcements, because an army that joins a battle as reinforcements does lose its action point. So there's a version of this where we don't include these guys so that they have their action point left in case the Guardian steps out of line. We could grab him with this army. and they don't actually know who we're using before they have to make their decision to retreat. I think if we attack without the Searing Flame, they'll still retreat. So there's no sense in wasting the action point. Yep, they did. Excellent. So now, with these guys having their action point, they can come over here and initiate battle. And now that this army has retreated, it's super weak, and these guys will crush them trivially. Okay, so we want to make sure everybody actually has range. Like, I get you guys want to start in the city spaces, but also we do have to hit them. I guess you can stand in the city there. We have enough defense that I'm not just going to get torn to shreds by these guys, right? Probably. Yeah, and we're fast enough. This shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so you have at that guy. You roll up here and have at that guy. Let's try to take as many of them down in the first round as we can. You have him. You have him. You just find something to kill. Pretty good. Pretty good shooting there. Yeah, routinely hitting for about 400. Okay, I was a little worried none of our ground units were going to be able to reach that guy, which is why I made sure to manually target with the caster. Okay, and that's going to put Green's army basically in the toilet. Let's resume the siege. And we're going to go search this ruin. We're going to get this quest step done next turn. Nala gets... I guess we should pick up armor ergonomics, because we could still get cold operator, which is important in making sure your army doesn't suffer from winter stat penalties. But given that I doubt we're going to get another level after this, may as well just take the big initiative boost. And you... big initiative boost, I guess? Work on that. Over in Samhin... Oh, hey. That's a thing worth building. We're basically done, though. The game's pretty much over. Oh, you're not actually adjacent to the city wall. There we go. Now we're getting that good siege. I was like, that number seems low for what I would expect here. Alright, so dust-driven distillation finishes. We have 6 turns until the end of the game. And we take our spaceship and we get out of here, presumably leaving the Endless behind. We failed to unveil any spies in Revode. It's possible that we just didn't reveal one. It's also possible that they moved their agent after completing the action, because they know that the action is going to alert us. And so, you know, you finish an action and then just have the spy jump to another city to evade capture. There are downsides to doing that. Your spies are more effective in cities if they've been in those cities longer. But that may well be what they did. Alkia has discovered the truth. You must come and see this, are the words she gave to the guide to relay to me. So I come, fearfully. For Custodian Tua and Overseer Elohis have disappeared. And we got the sway of the Master. A pulsing trinket discovered in the ruins of the Endless Labs, this device grants the bearer the ability to enslave nearby minds. So slavery is a trait, we talked about this briefly when we were buying heroes. Slavery is a trait that increases the food and industry output of your city based on the number of minor faction villages that are in the region. It's actually pretty good. Makes me a little uncomfortable. Weirdly, because, like, the murder I'm mostly fine with. But so it is. From the Journal of Custodian Actil. Some sights you can never forget. They sear into your mind, and you will carry them with you till your flame burns out. We reached the entrance tunnel to the underground site as night fell. Okia emerged from the shadows, eyes scanning the horizon behind us, beyond us even. It must have only been a matter of moons since I'd last seen her, but in her eyes I could see someone who'd aged half a lifetime. Thank the fires, she managed. You must be exhausted and famished. Rest tonight, and we go now. She nodded, then snapped her fingers to call over her mount. We descended in silence, deep into the earth. The air grew hotter and murkier, enough so that I could remove my breathing mask. But it was a small comfort against my trepidation. The passage sides gradually smoothed from natural formations to artificial walls, and I gasped when I first spied the familiar symbols of the Endless, their carvings half eroded by time. Strange dead shells littered the ground, like the sloughed exoskeletons of giant insects. We passed a couple of crumpled suits, the fabric frayed, alien bones poking through the rips. Then we entered the facility proper. I still shudder at the recollection. Preservation stacks filled with corpses, each displaying different variations of fatal burns. Cylindrical fluid chambers where blind, crab-like tentacled menaces still twitched in time with our footfalls. Flickering screens documenting the terrifying evolution of a fungal phage on different host species. Every chamber greeted us with fresh horrors. "What is this place?" I stuttered. "We believe it's an Endless military lab. They must have been researching every conceivable means of mass killing." I was left speechless. The horror was too much to take in. "We've uncovered another 2 facilities since I sent for you. Even more in the weeks prior. All deserted." Everything suddenly fell into place. Auriga, the whole planet, must have been an Endless research station. A secret world of horrors until some calamity had befallen it, forcing the Endless to abandon it. Evidently, the world had healed in the time since, and the survivors had emerged from their hideaways to reclaim the surface. And in the Kapaku, the Endless had found a race capable of erasing their great shame, completely. We were their hapless cleaners, and our survival mattered not a jot. It was then that I knew we must find Custodian Tua. Try as I might, I couldn't believe she'd been anything but a victim of their deceit as well. That's very hopeful of you. With its horrifying experimental labs, Auriga became the Endless's great shame. Overseer Elohis thought it could use the Kapaku to destroy the evidence, no doubt using Custodian Tua as an orchestrator. Why had she helped, though? We need to find her. She must have answers. Find and defeat her. The traitor was last seen in Parandy, and if we defeat her, we will gain her hammer, which is a pretty good two-handed Hyperium hammer. Hyperium. Well, this is certainly interesting. So one of these labs is the dungeon in Dungeon of the Endless, which then became the vault of the Vaulters. We have a skill point. Even more initiative. Never enough initiative. Yep, Weresigo needs to take winter immunity. Turns out, very, very close to that scientific victory. And it's time for one of these again. So it doesn't really help us that much to gain +2 industry per district. Not at this point. There's nothing left to build, really. We could gain 30% attack on all our units. And a reduction in our military upkeep? Yeah, sure. Also, a ring of unnatural hunger. This ring of black metal with an orange filigree, or are those cracks, is likely some arcane combination of dust and palladium. It is best not to speak of the ghastly powers it confers. So, regeneration 3 and 30% health on the hero equipping. Not a bad item. Okay. We did lots of reading there. We slowed down. Even more stockpiles. Always more stockpiles. Speaking of more stockpiles. Yeah, we're very close to done here. Let's, I guess, just boost one of these. And we will also rush that. See no reason not to rush that. And then we'll throw some stuff in the queue here. I don't use this interface very much, but the city interface in this game is actually a really, really good way of managing your many, many, many construction queues. There are a lot of things about this game that I really love. The music, the art. Honestly, I think this UI is super functional. And the UIs for 4X games often something of a weak point. Okay, we got lots of dudes. Let's relocate a little bit here and engage. Or at least be ready to. They're doing more spying. Yep, in Malara's now. So that spy is just bouncing around, blowing up population units. Pretty pretty screwed up, honestly. Some dark stuff. I don't know, man. Just take your level and get out of here. So we just have a couple of turns left to go. Is it, like, vital that we attack these guys right now? I suppose it's a good idea. We will definitely manual this if they want to fight it. My guess is that they won't. Okay, they want to do this. This will be the end of the war right here. Sorry, I guess it might not be the end of the war if they chose to fight this, but then they did not bother to actually include all their units as reinforcements. We may just decimate this one army and then have things come to an end. But we probably don't have to overthink this too much. I just want to make sure everybody's actually attacking. Yeah, have at them. I trust you guys. You'll figure it out. Actually, people who have movement orders should probably be given attack orders instead. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to expend as much of their movement as possible to get maximum value on charge. But I'm a little worried about the brittleness of those attack orders. Like if we see stuff dying to circular attacks and stuff. Let's try to make sure everybody's just being as aggressive as they can afford to be. Really? You thought that was a good idea? So that's interesting. We couldn't have actually melee attacked up the cliff face like that, but because of circular attack, we were able to kill that unit without being able to attack it. That's a little odd. I would have expected circular attack to just not work in that case. And it looks like they are bringing in the reinforcements, at least some of the reinforcements. Yeah, we can just... At this point, we can just hit the button. It is a little bit of a shame that there's no auto-resolve from here. As a feature that I have often bemoaned the absence of. Because there are a lot of battles that get to a point like this where it's obvious that you will win. Oh, is our guy poisoned or something? See that, like, green glowy effect? They put the green on him. Also, I hate this. I hate that one of our guys parked himself in their reinforcement spot, because I want their units to come in as quickly as possible. We can kill them all. No sense blocking them. Yep, so we've been poisoned a little bit. There is a plague. I was not expecting these guys to have access to it. But there's a plague that the necrophages have. Yep, you can see these orcs paying off already. Not that we really needed them, but they're certainly doing the job. A ranged unit that is good at outdueling the enemy ranged units. A valuable resource. So they have 18 more units coming in as reinforcements. We'll kill another 4 of them. Oh, hey, the Guardian. We might not kill the Guardian immediately. We're going to get some good damage in on it, though. Oh, wow, and it just failed to deal damage in melee. That's embarrassing. Okay, so this thing will be dead before it gets to act again. The orcs will finish it off. Well, this is pretty bad for them. They have well and truly lost this war. I guess they were getting desperate. And it's a good thing. Like, this is good AI in a sense. Obviously, they didn't have the ability to win this war or really follow through on it. But when you see that one player is getting so close to victory, you really do have to pull out all the stops. Just like whatever it is that you think you can do, that is the time to do it. Certainly doesn't benefit you to just lay down and die. So we didn't get to kill the rest of the reinforcements because they didn't have time to get into the battle. But on the whole, that went pretty alright. I guess... Yeah, sure. +1 reinforcement position. Let's draw in our reinforcements even faster. So did I attack them? Yeah, we don't have an action point. I was going to say we could just attack the city at this point. There are some units left, and they will get a significant amount of reinforcement, or fortification rather, but I don't care about that. Okay, the Mizari are getting on their victory quest. Left to their own devices, they would probably eventually win the game. So we need over here in Honest to build something. Honest doesn't have right of way. Honest no longer has a golem camp. That's pretty good. 45 science. I'll take that one. Okay. Boosters are ending. The Moonleaf ending is a real shame. Are we... We are not super far off of being able to run that again. Yeah, sure. Even more dust. Why not? And also this... Well, we'll just buy that. Okay. We have stuff coming along. We should probably attack these guys just so that they don't go and attack a city. We'll be back. And I'm going to do this again. We don't have to manual. They're going to retreat. We're going to move back in and maintain the siege, and then attack them with this army. Very easy victory. It looks like we took actually 0 damage there. It might be the case. We may have killed each one of them before they could attack. Hey, that's what our units needed, right? Another 15% attack. I believe we now have science stockpiles running through the end of the game, right? If we didn't, we certainly do now. We're not going to get the Moonleaf back in time for it to matter. I don't know, guys. Just take some orders. Take some orders and stop asking me questions. Because at this point, there's no way to build anything that matters at all. We're not going to bother attacking this. We're not going to bother negotiating peace. We're just going to hit this button a couple of times and see our way off of this planet. The Endless can figure out how to terraform away all evidence of their shame on their own. That said, we're still totally spending hero stat points for some reason. Doesn't really seem important. Okay, obviously, auto-resolve. Still decreasing population. Yep, we're just going to siege the heck out of this city. The people inside are going to be living in terror, and then they're going to look out the next morning and realize that we're all just gone. And eventually, their armies will feel safe creeping outside. They'll all be very nervous about an ambush, but none will come. They'll find their way into our cities, everything just sitting there empty, and scratch their heads down here in the cold and think, well, that's peculiar. Where the hell did they all go? Alright. Well, that was fun. It's fun to get back into Endless Legend. I'm surprised at how much of it I retained. Obviously not all of it, but a fair amount. We have, in fact, achieved a scientific victory. So, out of curiosity, where was green on the... Wow. Okay, green was nowhere on science, is the answer to that question. Yeah, that was fun. So, like I said, my plan for the series is to, from here, do one victorious campaign with each faction. And when I say victorious campaign, I mean, if we lose a game with a faction, we will start again with them. We will play to a victory with each faction. Let me know in the comments below, like I said earlier, what faction you'd like to see next. If there's any particular strategies that you're interested in seeing explored. If there are any mods, maybe, that you think we should try out. Any kind of stuff you'd like to see in future games. And come back next time to see what we've decided on. We'll see you then.